Welcome to another video. This time we'll be looking at a stream highlight from the Paris final where they put me on stream round 1 on Friday. To give a bit of context into this, they needed someone interesting or some interesting matchup for round 1, and my friend that ended up working with them on the cameras gaslit them into putting me on stream round 1, which was a bit awkward because I just came from a long travel. Because for some reason I thought maybe it's a good idea to travel at night. Spoiler, it wasn't. So I was on like 1 hour of sleep and all I wanted was go back to the hotel and sleep. But I ended up being on stream instead, so it's a bit of a difference. But it ended up being a good wake-up call because the headphones they made us use were on white noise, which was kind of annoying. You could hear yourself talk, not like your own voice, but like your voice projected onto your ears. They didn't want us to hear the casters, so they put on loud white noise, so you ended up... The focusing was impossible, and you kind of got like a headache of it, almost. It wasn't that bad, so it was okay, but yeah, it wasn't easy to play on stream and to focus. But it was a fun experience. I always like being on stream. I hope Bandai doesn't nuke this video. But let's get right into it. Okay, yeah, we're starting into this game. I had a bit of an unfortunate mulligan here, but we will see my hand very soon. Here, it is 2k Sora, 2k. I think it's 2k Sora twice. 2k REIJU, Porsche, and a big HG. It's not the end of the world, but it's also not great. Definitely want to see Sanji or stage here, but we have some options at least. And he searches the EB Luffy here, which is his best card in this matchup. Yeah, don't top deck anything useful. Just for the old Volkos REIJU. He goes for the ramp. Just standard stuff. Which means next turn you can play the 6-drop Luffy. Which is pretty scary given that my hand is pretty dead. I could play Porsche Chopper here, but I really need to find a play for next turn, so I'll do the 5. His hand is also kinda weird, but he kept his hand, so he was pretty happy with it. Yeah, and then this REIJU is not helping me. At least we find the Sanji, but all I'm milling is Marias and Gamma Knife and the 4-drop REIJU that I already have in hand. So not really anything to play for next turn, which is unfortunate because I'm looking for anything to play. A best case a baby from the search and something that I can play off the trash. But at least we found Sanji, so odds are pretty high that we find something. But this search was a bit difficult because I can take the stage here and pitch my 7-cost EGG that I have in hand. But if then the stage ends up finding nothing useful, then I'm a bit in a bad position. I could do Porsche Chopper, but the best case I wanna reduce myself twice here and go Porsche EGG. Just so that he doesn't play Beer Luffy next turn. It's a bit iffy because me playing EGG doesn't do much because the reduction does nothing, and then next turn I need a new EGG because I need to kill that Luffy. He ends up taking one of the swings. Yeah. As we can see, if I took this stage, would have been in a much better position. But that's a gamble that I'm not willing to take. The stage would have found an EGG baby as well. I could have done the same. I drew Judge here, which made me think about just not resolving this. Not resolving this EGG. So then, if I play Chopper and Ramp, I can play Judge next turn. But I don't have a baby REIJU. in hand. So if I play Judge without Baby REIJU, it's not great, and I have to like pray that I top deck it. So that's why I ended up not doing it. Yeah, I played Chopper and didn't ramp. Twitch chat was kind of funny, and thought like, oh no, he forgot to ramp. But yeah, I did it on purpose to stay on 4 down so I don't get BLUFI'd here. Funny was that the judges, when I played this Chopper and didn't ramp, ended up looking up Chopper on their phones to see if that's even legal. But yeah, board looks decent. Hand doesn't look that great, but at least the board does. And here my opponent goes into thinking mode. Because his hand is pretty weird too. He has the 6-drop on board, which is insane in this matchup for him, because BLUFI on his 6 down turn does nothing, and then BLUFI swing right now would also do nothing because I'm in 4 down. But this 6-drop Luffy is a lot of pressure on the board, and next turn I have to get rid of it. And I don't have Gamma Knife in hand. I have no ETG in hand right now, but yeah. Could find it off live, could find the Searcher. A little bit what I'm praying that I will do. Yeah, here he Gamma Knives my ETG, which is unfortunate, but I guess at least I have him back in trash in case I need him. Because next turn I will definitely have to reduce the Luffy somehow. I think it wouldn't even be... At this point I thought about him maybe swinging and restanding it and then just not attacking with it, but that also depends on how much defense he has in hand. Yeah, this is a bit awkward with the dices and stuff. Because now he swings 2 at it and I let it go. So all that effort was for nothing. There was like an argument to counter, but if the Robin wasn't on board, but if I give him like a card here, he swings 4 at it. But and then if he swings 5 with Robin at face, that's the same as giving a 1k on that law swing. But he has to invest it on at least. Yeah, his hand is 2 Giant and Frankie and Sanji. So Sanji he cannot play this turn, but... Yeah, he does a 5 at my REIJU, which I have to counter here. Giving him the Sora is maybe a bit crazy of me. Maybe because of 2 chopper and end. I can just give one of the choppers, I think. And this spot I didn't do it because like chopper technically is more defense than Sora is, but I have no stage, so Sora's a bit more fun. He does the 7 and restands it. But I really want to take my life, to be fair. I just need more cards. Because this life ended up being a stage, which is pretty good for later. I guess, I don't know what he's thinking about. Like I guess his option is either swing big with Robin or play Frankie. If he swings like a 7 with the Robin or like an 8, then I'm gonna block it. I got a bit annoyed here because I'm like, okay, it cannot be this difficult. But it's early in the morning and playing on stream, especially with like these headphones that have like crazy white noise on them, makes focusing a bit more difficult. But he ends up playing the Frankie, but without effect, because he already used effect on like the dealer effect, so it's a bit expensive reducing 2 here. So now I'll play the stage. I'm giving him the chopper, so countering the chopper wouldn't be too bad. But I top decked Cosette, so I have 1 more blocker. So I still have 2 blocker in hand. I feel pretty safe in that aspect, but now I have the problem that he has a Don up. And he has a Frankie to protect this 6-drop Luffy. And I need to do something, but my EGG died, so... I still don't have a REIJU baby, so Judge is still not really a viable option here. What I end up doing is, yeah, I need to put some pressure on. And end up just discarding the Judge of Sora. But if you find yourself using Sora this early, that's usually not a great sign. Yeah, at least I have a play here. But it's only 5/5/7, which is very easy to guard. Because it doesn't really make a difference if I go 5/5/7, leader here also has to guard it. It gives me another Frankie. But he's pretty low in cards, even though he has taken a lot of life. Because this Gunner Knife play and Frankie. Kill the law. In case. Because if he, let's say, giants the 7 instead of blocking it, then my Sanji is a free block. I have to do the Sanji first. I guess he thinks about gianting this, but he has to sign giant his only play next turn. And giant on giant, like making him lose 2 giants in 1 turn. And making him go down in Don, so he only has 7 Don next turn. Bit bad. So this is just a very easy block, I think. I feel like last turn he could have just swung with his Robin. But keeping it on board is not bad either. It's still like a 4K buddy, so if he has to go for game at some point, it's pretty annoying to deal with. But yeah, he ends up blocking this. 6-drop Luffy is still on the board, but he only has 1 life and not that many cards in hand, so I am pretty confident still. Like, my hand doesn't look too bad anymore. I have stage. I have 5 Don, which is a bit awkward now, because if he plays like Beer Luffy, he's a 7K leader. But yeah, his hand is a bit weird, because like he kept his hand, but he had giants early in hand. I don't know the list, so if he doesn't play 4-cost Zorojuro, then maybe not mulliganing the starting hand with giant and ramp in it. And the searcher is probably pretty good, because if he has no way of searching giant in his deck, then keeping it is pretty good. Okay. Ends up searching. Kinda funny to see his searches now, not sitting across from him anymore. He takes the counter. If he took 6-drop Luffy here, it's not that great. Taking... yeah, Sanji doesn't matter because he's Sanji in hand. I guess Sanji for next turn after, so he has 2 Sanjis. But yeah, he just takes the counter. He ends up reducing twice using his leader ability, so I was pretty sure here that he doesn't restand his Luffy. But yeah, in this spot, restanding your Luffy basically kills you. He does a 7 on the Porsche. Just, there's no point. He has to swing his Robin at my chopper at least, because Law was just played. Yeah, here I was thinking about which card to play and then to pitch. And I'm like, if I pitch Chopper, like he's the more expensive blocker, but I get Don back. But I need to like I have to have optimized turns, so the cheaper blocker is probably better in hand. And I thought about how much Don he can reduce to turn it off, but like I'm on 7 next turn and he has on 9 right now. I was like, if I go next turn, I go to 6 and he goes to 10 on his turn. This is probably not gonna giant anything. He probably cannot turn it off. In hindsight, like if he has another Sanjin, just play Sanji for 7 and reduces 7 Don, then he turns off my Cosette. So maybe keeping Chopper was better. And yeah, here I guess I could go for game, but it's pretty unlikely that it connects. If we think about the giant being in the format. I do the 5 on Robin just because I don't want to get lethal next turn. I guess I could have maybe done this swing last instead and just started with my original play and see what I draw and stuff, but yeah. I have 5 in hand, so I get to draw. And leader. I drew Porsche. I have 5 Don left though. But I only have 1 life and he has the EB Luffy on board, so I need to be careful. I could play like Porsche, Chopper, REIJU. I swing 7 at his Luffy here because I'm like, if he wants to go for game and restands as Luffy, like he takes his own life anyway. So if he is swinging 7 life now after having after I swing 5 leader, swing 7 leader, he will just take it and have 1 more card. Now he had to give me his Usuachi. I'm feeling a bit more safe in this spot. But I'm thinking here. Yeah, here I'm thinking about taking Cosette, just more blocker. But I'm gonna establish 2 blocker this turn at least, so I'm just taking the 2k. Yeah, nice, I'm just taking my cards out of the camera. I definitely want to establish 1 more REIJU just for the body for next turn to go for game. Here I did something interesting because I could have played the like my blockers first. But I was like, if I play the blocker into REIJU, I might draw the remaining EGGs because like there's a lot of EGGs left in my deck. I was like, if I just use the 4-drop REIJU now, I'm pretty sure I'm like due a 2k. I felt like that was just guaranteed counter instead of using the REIJU. And here I thought about not ramping because of Cosette, but he's pretty fired and done. And yeah, here I was expecting him to go for lethal. Like, I have a pretty wide board. And he doesn't really have many cards in hand, so he started with law. And he has some options. Oh, interesting, there was also no Usohachi in that search. Because, yeah, he has 7 cost Sanji, Usohachi, and 5 cost Sanji in this search. I feel like he ended up taking 5-drop Sanji, spoiler alert. But if he takes the 7 cost Sanji here, rests Chopper, puts the Dawn away for Set, so she isn't a block anymore. He has 6, 7, 7, 7, 7. And I need to get out of a lot of them. I have 2k, 1k, 2k, 1k, 2k, 1k in hand basically. But that we would need to do the math on if I survive that. I think I might. Because he has to do 6 leader instead of 7, 7, 7, 7. Because he lost 1 Don from Law. I guess he gets 1 active after playing Sanji's. He plays Sanji for 7. Gets 1 back, so he plays it for 6 basically. Has he Don up. That's 6, 7, 7, 7, 7. I got 6, I got 7, I got 7. I have to guard 1 more 7, then take 1 7. I might actually survive it, because I have like perfect counter and I only have 2Ks and 1Ks in hand. So I think I'm still surviving, even if you place the 7-drop Sanji here. But he takes the 5-cost Sanji, which I felt like was a bit crazy. I'm giving him 2k, 1k here. At this point I felt like he probably plays Sanji on my blocker and tries to go for game. Because if he plays Sanji on anything else or keeps Sanji in hand, then it's pretty weird. I probably have to block here, but end up taking it. I kind of wanted him to go for game. But here I thought he does Sanji and pops one of my blockers. And just tries to go for game, but he ends up popping the character REIJU. And tries to survive, which is pretty weird with 2 cards in hand. And no blocker. Yeah, he ends up not restanding it. Yeah, if he does 2 more 7s, I have 2k, 1k. Okay. Yeah, I think I survive. Because I have 2k, 2k, 1k in hand. Yeah, I would have survived the 7 cost. Okay. Yeah, but here... trying to survive with 2 cards in hand. Pretty crazy. I start 5 because if he ends up countering 5, I'd probably do like 7, 13 or something. But yeah, he ends up gianting and then draws into 2 bricks of his first giant. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I don't think I have a 7 cost EGG in trash regardless. But yeah, I somehow get there. It's a weird game. Like, opponent sees a pretty weird curve. I see a pretty weird curve. But, yeah, we get there. And those are our beautiful casters. So, Bandai, if you see this, Please don't nuke my YouTube channel. But thanks for the video. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Maybe point out my misplace on like 1 hour of sleep. And yeah, have a nice day.